Good evening, you're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. The third annual festival for Arabian camels races is concluded at Al Bashaya racetrack in the Wilayah of Adam. At a cost of $5.5 billion, engineering, construction and procurement agreements are signed to establish Duqm refinery. And Oman Oil Company and Petroleum Development Oman sign a cooperation agreement to enhance and provide training and secondment opportunities for Omani cadres. Good evening once again, and thank you for joining us. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos bin Saeed has sent a cabal of condolences to the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud of Saudi Arabia, on the death of His Royal Highness Prince Abdul Aziz bin Bandar bin Mohammed bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud. His Majesty the Sultan has sent a similar cabal to Her Majesty Queen Margaret II of Denmark on the death of His Royal Highness Prince Henrik. Meanwhile, His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cabal of greetings to Her Excellency Dr. Dalia Grybauskaite, President of Lithuania, on the occasion of her country's National Day. The foundation stone for a Duqm refinery project was laid at the beginning of the second quarter of the year. Duqm Refinery Company signed the engineering, construction and procurement agreements with the contractors at the estimated cost of more than $5 billion, where the refining capacity of the refinery will reach 230,000 barrels per day, especially in Duqm. Duqm Refinery Project is a 50-50 joint venture between Oman Oil Company and Kuwait Petroleum International, is being established in the special economic zone of Duqm. It is a project that would synergize Duqm zone to make it a viable and strategic energy hub in the region. His Excellency Yahya bin Saeed Al Jabri, Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Economic Zone Authority in Duqm, affirmed that Duqm Refinery Project would have a positive impact on the zone as the second largest project in the zone after Duqm Port. The initial mobilization of both Duqm Refinery and the contractor personnel is scheduled to commence operations in third quarter in 2018. Duqm Special Economic Authority has signed today two agreements at a cost of more than 48 million Omani Rials. The first agreement included construction of roads 1 and 5 at Duqm Special Economic Zone worth around 39 million Omani Rials. The second agreement was to implement the detailed designing and establishment of service route from Duqm Refinery to liquid and bulk substances wharf. The agreements were signed by His Excellency Yahya bin Saeed Al Jabri, Chairman of the Duqm Special Economic Zone Authority. The two projects came within efforts to complement the implementation works of infrastructure of the zone. Oman Oil Company and Petroleum Development Oman signed a cooperation agreement to enhance and provide training and secondment opportunities for Omani cadres. The agent will enable Omani manpower in both companies to develop their capabilities and skill through on-job employment opportunities in both companies. The move came to highlight the keenness of the two companies to build Omani cadres through providing them with various training and learning opportunities.
So it's another great example of two great companies, Omani Oil Company and PDO, working together to just serve the nation so much better. So fertilization of training programs, cross assignments of individuals from one company to the other, leveraging best practice and then understanding technology opportunities one entity versus the other. So finding ways of working better together, more collaboratively across the end-to-end value chain. And it's a great example. What we've signed today is just another step towards long-term relationships that can yield a lot of value for Oman.
Still to come in our news bulletin. Up delivery boom shakes up the China food sector. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. His Highness Sayyid As'ad bin Tariq Al Saeed, Deputy Prime Minister for the International Relations and Cooperation Affairs and personal representative of His Majesty the Sultan, presided over the closing ceremony of the 3rd annual festival for Arabian camel races at Al Bashai race track in the Wilaya of Adam in the Ad-Dakhiliya Governorate. Our reporter Saleh bin Khalfan Al Rahbi has more details in the following report.
The 3rd annual festival for Arabian camel races came to an end after 5 days of competition, thrill and excitement. In the first round, allocated for Al-Haqaiq Abkar for a distance of 4 kilometers, north owned by Mubarak bin Hamad bin Ali Al-Jidaili from the Sultanate, came first.
This is my first time here at Al Bushaya at the festival, and it's a wonderful experience. It's my first time also at the camel races, so my family and I have had a wonderful day, a wonderful example of Omani culture and a wonderful spirit of friendship and enjoyment. It's been a great day.
In the second round, allocated for Laqaya Abkar, set for a distance of 5 kilometers, Miza, owned by Rashid bin Salim bin Ali Al-Ghilani from the Sultanate, came first. In the third round, allocated for Alida Abkar, for a distance of 6 kilometers, Arij, owned by Muhammad Ibrahim Al-Mahmoud from the United Arab Emirates, came first.
Oman obviously has a great historic heritage, and it's very encouraging to see the effort to preserve it and to pass it on to the young generation.
In the fourth round, allocated for Thanaya Abkar, set for 8 kilometers, Dakhtora, owned by Hamoud bin Saeed bin Saghir Al-Junabi from the United Arab Emirates, came first. In the fifth round, allocated for Hul Abkar, Mudmina, owned by Hamad bin Muhammad bin Salim Al-Wahibi from the Sultanate, came first.
I think it's absolutely amazing. The camels are just really amazing to watch, and it's just great. I love it so much. Everyone's really nice and welcoming, and it's just a great experience for me.
Well, I think it's quite extraordinary. I think it's wonderful to see so many people, not just from Oman, but from different parts of the Gulf. And although Oman, of course, is a very modern country now, I think it's also wonderful to see the old traditions continuing.
In the excitement round, Mukarram, owned by Badr bin Daibis bin Salim Al-Uwaisi from the Sultanate, came first. At the end of the ceremony, awards were distributed to the top winners in the rounds of the race. The ceremony also witnessed the presence of some Omani arts which entertained the audience. This annual festival has gained momentum to preserve the long-cherished legacy of camel racing and promote the Omani heritage at the local and international levels. For the Sultanate of Oman Television English News, Saleh bin Khalfan Al-Rahbi, Ad-Dakhiliya Governorate.
Indeed, Saleh, we have seen a very good display of the Omani heritage there. The amounts recorded by the first electronic auction for mobile phone numbers exceeded 300,000 Omani Riyals. The announced result showed that the highest price for one of Oman Tel phone number was 196,000 Omani Riyals, while Ooredoo company recorded 18,000 Riyals as the highest price for its numbers. The collected money will be distributed to charitable organizations registered by the Ministry of Social Development. Some 250 persons entered the electronic auction. In order to upgrade the efficiency of medical services and commitment to international standards, Oman Airports Management Company signed an agreement with Oman KIMS Hospital. It will provide the medical services at the passenger building at the new Muscat International Airport, which will be operated on the 20th of March this year. The new passenger building will include 2 clinics and 3 primary aid centers. Oman Airports Management Company also signed an agreement with Oman National Transport Company Mawasalat to provide airport taxi services at the new passenger building. The agreement came to ensure providing excellent and safe services for passengers. The agreement parties shall be committed to a number of international standards. The agreements also will provide a number of job opportunities for Omanis in the transport sector. Muscat Securities Market (MSM) today gained 10.75 points, comprising a rise by 0.21% to close at 5016 points compared to the last session, which stood at 5005 points. The trading value today stood at 1 million Omani Riyals, comprising a decline by 38.6% compared to the last session, which stood at 1.7 million Riyals. The report released by MSM pointed out that the market value rose by 0.078% to reach about 17.89 billion Omani Riyals. Oman oil price April delivery 2018 today reached $61.80 US. Dubai Mercantile Exchange statement said that the price of Oman oil today rose $2.03 US from the price of yesterday, Wednesday, which was $59.77 US. The average price of Oman oil March delivery 2018 has stabilized at $66.32 US, thus $4.75 US per barrel higher than February delivery 2018. And now we move to the international news. U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson met Lebanese Prime Minister Saad al-Hariri in Beirut today. The visit comes amid a growing dispute between Lebanon and its southern neighbor Israel over oil and gas reserves and Israel's construction of a border wall that Lebanon says encroaches on its territory. Tillerson, who arrived in Beirut from neighboring Jordan, is the most senior official from the Trump administration to visit Lebanon and the first by a U.S. Secretary of State in 4 years. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan met Council of Europe Secretary General the Bourjon Jagland in Ankara today. Jagland is paying an official visit to Turkey, where he also met Foreign Minister Mevlut Cavusoglu and European Union Affairs Minister Umar Selik. Turkey-European Union relations and fighting extremists were among the topics discussed. Iranian President Hassan Rouhani departed Tehran on Thursday for an official visit to India. Rouhani, who is accompanied by a business delegation, will hold discussions on trade and transportation with his Indian counterpart Narendra Modi. The two countries are expected to sign a number of bilateral agreements in a bid to strengthen ties. Queen Elizabeth II hosted a reception today to celebrate the Commonwealth community ahead of April's Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, CHOGM, in London. The guests from the community were invited to Buckingham Palace and were greeted by Prince Charles and Camilla, the Duchess of Cornwall. China's app-based meal delivery boom of the past 2 years has introduced several now familiar phenomena: families and office workers huddling around mobile phones to place orders, delivery scooters scattering pedestrians on crowded pavements, and mountains of empty plastic meal containers. Here is a report.
A thriving restaurant in Shanghai with no tables or waiters. With just a few clicks, Chinese consumers are creating a food delivery boom. Popular apps like this connect restaurants and home cooks to more than 300 million users. In her Shanghai apartment, Su Xiaosu is busy meeting this demand with her home-cooked cuisine.
365 days a year. Basically, we are never closed. If something big comes up, we will still try and stay open, even if it means delays of 1 or 2 hours. We will never choose to close.
Su alone can make more than $400 a day from mobile orders. The industry's turnover has soared, topping $32 billion in 2017. It's expected to grow 20% this year, creating new opportunities for people like former factory worker Liu Huafan.
Being in the factory all day, your work and rest time is monotonous, and it's very restricted. After that, I thought about going out and becoming a courier. I feel freer doing this.
He says he makes as much as $1,400 a month, close to the average Shanghai salary. Now some traditional restaurants are changing to keep up.
Right after we cut out the dining-in part, we lost about 40% of our business, and I was quite anxious and panicky. After around 3 months, the amount of takeaway orders surpassed what we used to get from dine-in and takeaway combined.
Other challenges exist. Tens of thousands of accidents were blamed on risk-taking couriers last year, and the extra plastic waste is prompting fresh concerns for China's already polluted environment. A game-changing boom, the impacts of which are only just beginning to be felt.
And now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Clear skies will prevail over the Sultanate with chances of low clouds and fog late at night over the governorates of Al-Dhahira and Al-Buraimi. Winds will be northerly to northwesterly light to moderate. Seas will be moderate through rough with a maximum wave height of 1 or of 2.5 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Third annual festival for Arabian camels races is concluded at Al-Bashai racetrack in the Wilayah of Adam. At a cost of $5.5 billion, engineering, construction and procurement agreements are signed to establish Duqm refinery. And Oman Oil Company and Petroleum Development Oman sign a cooperation agreement to enhance and providing training and secondment opportunities for Omani cadres. With that, we do conclude this news bulletin. Please accept best wishes from Hamid Al-Habri and Editor-in-Chief Mohammed Al-Yahmadi. Thank you for joining us.